Hej alla, välkommen tillbaka. Tack för sist. Welcome back and thank you for the last time. It is Monday, June 30th, last day of June 2025. So the last video I did, first of all, I'm going to remember to do this at the beginning. If you're digging the videos, if you have suggestions, you have criticisms, whatever, let me know in the comments. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe if you dig it. And I am getting better at doing this, and I'm going to keep up on it more. But the last video I talked what I think is a bit of a controversial subject. I mean, it's not for me, but it was about toxic masculinity, and what that phrase means to different people. It was just a couple days ago, so if you're interested, check that out. I'm not trying to create controversy. That's not what I'm about. In fact, one of the things that's really missing in our world today, I've been around long enough. I'm 61 years old, so I've been around. I remember the 70s very well. I remember parts of the 60s. I started grade school in 1969 when I was 5. And, so I grew up in kind of a crazy era. I mean, there was a lot of craziness going on. I remember Watergate really well, Nixon, all that, even though I was in Canada and I was only, 10, 11, 12 years old. I don't remember the exact year, 13 maybe, somewhere in that range. And I remember the craziness going on in the US because my parents would watch the news, and I got a feel for what was going on. So there's obviously been divisiveness around for a long time, but it's definitely gotten crazier in the last 10, 12, 14 years on both sides politically. I don't excuse anybody. No, that's not the right term. If you're a crazy person on the left or a crazy person on the right, then that's what you are, and you might not know it. I don't know. I've always considered myself a moderate, libertarian, live and let live. I like the government out of my business as much as possible, but same time, we've got to have laws, we got to have order. I get it. It just feels like a really crazy time, and this is for sure something that was not a thing 30, 40 years ago, 50 years ago. People did not decide who they were going to date or not date based on their politics. That never happened. I mean, I'm sure there were rare occasions, but I hear it all the time now from young people. I have a 24-year-old son, a 27-year-old daughter, a 30-year-old son, and a 34-year-old daughter. My oldest daughter's married with 4 kids. My oldest son is divorced with 2 kids. And the younger ones, especially the 24, 27, and 30-year-old, tell me how crazy it is out there. And there are so many people that if they find out you lean right or you lean left and they're the opposite, they want nothing to do with you. I've had comments on both this on YouTube here and on my TikTok that says, you look like a nice person, but if you voted for blah, 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 then I could never be your friend. That's sad to me. That's really sad. Because I don't care who you vote for as long as you're a good person. We're allowed to have our own opinions. We're allowed to have our own beliefs. We grow up in different homes with different parents and different siblings and different friends in different parts of the country, different parts of the world. And that all influences who we are. So I would never do that unless the person was just a flat out jerk to me because of what they believed politically, which I've run into many times. Then, yeah, fine. I don't want to be friends with you either. But, if somebody voted for the opposite of what I voted for, I can still be their friend. We can have a respectful discussion, talk about our differences. I know that's rare these days, and it's hard to do, but I think it's important. 4th of July is coming up in a few days here. We're heading down to central Utah to go camping with a group of 23 people at last count. There's going to be, I think, 9 or 10 trailers. We're all taking our ATVs. And I consider myself so blessed to live in a place where I can do this. I can load up my trailer, my truck, my ATV, head out with my wife, sometimes my kids. They don't come with us much anymore, and go hang out and enjoy the freedom we have. I know we're not perfect. I say it all the time, but it's pretty damn good. And I feel blessed to live here. And I am thankful with the 4th of July coming up for the founding of this country, for everything that entails. I know those founding fathers weren't perfect, but you cannot base their beliefs on now. You would not have believed the same thing you believe now if you were born in 1750. You just wouldn't. You might have been an outlier. You might have fought certain things. But they broke away from monarchy and created a free society that is still evolving and becoming better. I believe we're becoming better. If you say we're worse off now than 100 years ago, I think you're delusional. No matter what you look like. And I think most logical people would agree with that. But, you know, you want to disagree with me, that's totally fine. I respect that. Leave me a comment and tell me why you believe what you believe. I will happily read it. And as long as it's respectful, I'll probably respond to it respectfully. But with this fantastic week coming up, I hope we can, maybe put aside our differences for a little bit and enjoy, what is this, the 249th year, right? Next year is the 250 year mark. So I hope you all have a great 4th of July week. I'll probably do a video or two while I'm out riding and camping. I also have the TikTok page, which is Norwegian Arld, at Norwegian Arld. So check that out if you get a chance. Anyway, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Till nästa gång, vi snackas igen snart. Till next time, we'll talk again soon. I never know where to look. This little green light in the middle over here. But have a great day. Peace, love.